Here's the process of installing the PERP CLI app on your computer. In this case, I am using an Apple, so I'm using Mac OS, and I'm going to follow these instructions here. So I'm going to go to the release page, and I'm going to grab the link. I'm going to put in wget and grab that. Okay, now I'm going to just grab this here, and I'm going to say sudo install that, and I want to put it in my user local bin. I'm going to name it perp. Alright, so now that I have that, I should be able to see that it's the help screen. So this describes all the different commands that you can make: position, portfolio, AMM, tokens, deposit, withdrawal, close, open, and quit. And it describes what each one will do. So then if you want to see even more detail on a specific one, you can say AMM help, and it'll show you your different options here. So you can do search parameter, so you can search for the pool address, blah, 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 and gives you more details on what your different options are. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is delete the file that we put in there, so that way it's gone. And now what I want to do is declare my environment variables. All right, now I should be able to say perp AMM short. Gives me a list of all the AMM addresses, liquidity pool addresses. Another thing I can do is perp tokens. Gives me a list of every base token. Now I can do perp AMM. All right, so now we can say perp AMM, and I only want the details about, let's say, sand. There we go. I can also say, I want to see some new positions that have been taken. I can go and do perp position. It's going to show me every position taken in the last 250 blocks by default. I can be more descriptive, and I can say I only want to see from this trader. So let's do perp position trader, the address. Now I can see their positions in particular. Let's say I want to be very specific to a token, so let me grab a token address. Let's say I'll grab Doge. I'll do perp position base token, and then I'll do a limit. So I want to see more than just 250 blocks, so I'm going to do a limit of 2,500 blocks, and I can get every Doge position taken in the last 2,500 blocks. Let's see, what else can we do? We can do perp portfolio. So let me just grab this trader. Let's see if they have any open positions. Perp portfolio. And they do have position open. So what this is telling me is that they have an account value of almost $40,000. They have an owed realized P&L of $20, an unrealized P&L of negative $26. They've got 0.47 optimism ETH. Open collateral is 39.3, and you can see they're short currently. They're short on Doge with a liquidation price of 47 cents. So that's kind of how this works for that one. I mean, that was a great example, actually. And if you want to see your own address, you can just do perp portfolio, and it defaults to your own address based on the private key in the private key that you put in the environment variable. So that can show you your own. Then we can make deposits. So let's say you want to deposit some ETH into your account. I can deposit, let's say 2 ETH. So this is going to automatically parse it into the longer 18 decimal number. So if you wanted to just say like perp deposit ETH 0.21, I mean, you can go all the way to 18 decimals, it'll work. All right, so there's also perp withdrawal, basically the same thing as deposit, just taking it out instead of putting it in. Now here's another part. You can open and close from the app. So you can do open position. I'm going to go long. The token I want to go long on is ETH. And I want to do about 5,000 USD. Okay, now you can see it says new long on VETH. Gives you the transaction number. Shows you the position size, the average price paid, and the fee paid. All right, so let's say I want to do perp open short BNB, and I want to do input. So this input is actually going to be BNB since I'm shorting it. I'm inputting BNB and I'm getting out USD. So I'm going to say I want to short 10 BNB. Okay, so now you can see we have shorted 10 BNB. The average price paid was $2.46. Fee paid $2.46. All right, and so now let's say I want to close any of those positions, so I could just come over here and go perp close BNB. And as you can see, it says closing BNB, transaction number, position size closed 10 BNB. Here's how much it was paid, fee paid, profit. So that is pretty much how to use the app.